Your audio?
Okay, sir.
Your audio.
Okay, sir. Okay, okay.
So, shall we start, sir? Or should we wait?
Yes, sir. I'm ready. Yeah.
So, good morning, all. I once again welcome you to another day of this FDP Faculty Development Program being organized by the 4 institutes, that is St. John's College, Agra, Rajkumar Keval Ramani, Kanya Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur, Vasantrao Naik Government Institute of Arts and Social Sciences, Nagpur, and Dr. M.K. Umate College, Nagpur. Friends, I'm really happy, really delighted to have Professor Dilip Barad sir with us. In fact, everyone from English fraternity here must have come across some or the other presentation of sir in one conference or the other. And along with that, I am also fortunate to attend a few PhD vivas when sir was here in Nagpur. So from that time, sir, in fact, I wanted you to be on some of the program that I would be conducting, and I'm really happy and express my gratitude for that you have accepted it. And so, friends, Dr. Dilip Barad, professor and head at MK Bhavnagar University, has a long experience of 24 years of teaching experience. He is teaching English literature and language to the postgraduate students. He has penned books and articles on Thomas Hardy, Kamala Das, modern communication and web tools for English teaching. Recently, sir has completed an e-content development program, which was funded by Ministry of HRD, Government of India. The short video lectures developed under this project are uploaded on YouTube. In fact, I still remember that sir is one of the first few who had their YouTube channels way back when there was no COVID and nothing was there. From that time, I have been following him, and sir has the short video lectures developed under this project, which are uploaded on YouTube. He has completed UGC research project on technology and teaching English language and literature, blended learning. Sir has successfully completed online course on web skills for teachers from University of Oregon, USA. He has completed several MOOCs on Coursera on topics like digital humanities from Harvard University, technology and ethics from the Ohio State University, then understanding research methods, University of London, and many more are there. There is assessment and teaching of 21st century skills from University of Melbourne and shaping the way we teach English from University of Oregon. So, so the topic for this presentation, sir will be present. The topic for presentation is integrating technology in teaching. So I welcome sir on behalf of the participants, the organizing colleges, and hand over the mic to him for his presentation. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, thanks a lot, Dr. Kapil, for an elaborated introduction. And glad to see around 50 plus participants have joined this. I have come to know that some around 90 plus participants are there. And I have also asked you all to fill up one survey form, and a good number of participants have responded, and more than 70 responses we have received. And that, so we are going to first discuss about that, and then we will move on to something about technology and teaching. With reference to, I will try to connect it with NEP, which obviously we all are talking a lot nowadays about, National Education Policy 2020. and a UGC concept note, which is also been given by UGC to blend our teaching learning methods, even in post-COVID time. So this is what I propose to do here. And let us see let me share a screen here. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm sharing a screen about our survey, first of all. So I hope you are seeing the screen. 71 responses we have received from the participants. And this survey was about networked teacher, and it was to see that how are we ready for integrating technology in our academia, in our teaching spaces. And when somebody is asking that, are you using technology in the classroom? Are you a network teacher, or are you a teacher who is ready for 21st century? I remember a context of all this series of questions, and that is that in pre-COVID times, also we used to have one question in our NEC accreditation. Most of you might have gone for NEC accreditation, and that question was that, are teachers using ICT or not? Information and communication technology are used by the teachers or not? And most of us were using PowerPoint presentations, projectors, or some moving pictures. If it is literature classroom, then cinema or films are being used. And we used to tell that we are using this. Obviously, we started with overhead projectors, OHP, transparency, writing on transparency. And those were also the things which we were talked about. After COVID time, we have traveled a very long distance in last 2 years, and now we are interacting live also, like this kind of things we never imagined before Corona, that we can have online interactions with the participants. Our training programs can be online. Our teaching, direct teaching, can be online. That was rarely thought of. And even if it was very rare that some of our teachers were trying those things. So if you look back at to those reports of NEC, you won't find anybody talking that you are using Zoom or Meet or any such live interactive platforms were never thought of during those years. 2 years have changed a lot. So when we, in a wider way, we say that, well, if I want to give an answer that I am a teacher who is using technology in the classroom, then what should I be doing? Ideally, what should I be doing? What should be my toolkits? What should be my toolkits? So for that purpose, these questions were raised to see that whether we are, even after COVID time, even after using a lot of technology in last 2 years, are we still ready for integration of technology in our classrooms or not? Let us see what is the result of this group. And I will also share the result of the other groups of the teachers with whom also I have conducted some FDPs or online STTPs. Yeah? Let us see our response that we have received. Age group wise, we are all divided significantly. So it doesn't matter to which age group we belong to now. Even if the people are belonging to the age group that is beyond 50, then also it is now necessary that people have to use technology. Otherwise, earlier we were giving an excuse that the older people will not be able to learn new tricks. But in COVID time, all the teachers, irrespective of their age group, they were in a way forced to use technology. I use the word forced to use technology in one or the another ways. So to say that younger teachers are good with technology and older are not so good with technology is an obsolete question now. It is an unnecessary question here. Gender-wise, the group is evenly divided, male and female. So it's good to see that the ratio of gender is quite balanced, 50% almost there with that. the questions which were asked, and then you were also asked to give the links also if you are using some of the things. So let me come down directly. This chart is very important. It is for the self-study. For us, this one, yeah, online personal teaching network is for a self-study. And any teacher who wants to be known as a teacher who uses technology in the classroom, they just have to take a self-test that am I doing all these things or not? From YouTube to infographics to Twitter resources to online hanging out things, or writing blogs, or having a blog, or having a personal website. So this, if you are doing this, you can say that, well, you are a teacher who is using a technology in the classroom. Not only those who are just using PowerPoint presentations or projectors or laptops in the class. We have moved on now with that question. So let us come down to, some of you have given the links also about what you are doing there. I come down to this question directly, that how many of us have a blog? Yeah? So, well, quite surprising to see that nobody is having a blog in this group. At least that is what you have told, that out of 71, 61 of you have responded to this question, and nobody is having a blog. Now that again is the question, that don't we require a blog? What is the purpose of blog? Well, if I remember, it was in 2011, 12. We used to do this physical gatherings and workshops, wherein we were talking about having a blog for the teachers. Yeah, it is a very old story now. So in many of such orientation programs, refresher programs, whenever people talked about ICT, people were talking about having a blog also. And I know many teachers started blogs also, but they were not able to continue with the blog. They were not able to continue with the blog. And so even after initial attraction towards blog, it didn't run very well. So that is one of the grave concerns, that teachers are still not using blog for their teaching purpose. And this, so that is something we need to look at the end of the day. Website, yeah. So do you have a website? Now we got a response that 8 of you told that you have a website. Yeah? That's a good sign. But when I was looking towards to this website, that which website, then they were normally institutional websites. That is the college website. Now college websites or university websites are not something that is used for teaching purpose, unless you are giving some material on it, material or some links. Teachers' pages are given where teacher is uploading PowerPoint slides or online test links or any other things. So then it becomes somewhere that your content is managed properly, or we want to obviously look towards learning management systems, websites which are doing that. So those websites I was not able to see here. I know that in Maharashtra, many colleges are using Moodle I'm aware about, but I don't know whether in this group is anybody there using Moodle institutional platform. You can put it as a chat in a chat reply also if you want to put. You can, or you can unmute and also say something. Anybody?
Good morning, sir. This is Vaishali, Dr. Vaishali Meshram. I use Google Classroom, sir. I have near about 6 Google Classrooms, and I use them for disseminating, study material, taking tests. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah, I got one. I have seen one link of Google Classroom. I think it must be yours. Yeah. Yes, one link of Google Classroom is there. Okay, fine, good. Yes, as a learning management system, you are using Google Classroom. That is good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. And anybody else? And you can put in a chat also, or unmute your mic and say something also. Moodle, I know many of you are using.
Sir, I am Amol Mende from Department of English. Dr. Madhukara was
like Maharashtra, I have come, North Maharashtra University. There were teachers. Yes, anybody is saying anything?
Sir, I am Shubhrajit Banerjee from Physiology, Surendra College, Kolkata. Sir, I use Google Classroom, but I don't use Moodle. So I want
Okay.
to know about this model, and all this. The list was quite exhaustive, and I really want to use everything. So it is better that if you can let us know all those that were there in the form. I was really excited to see all those things, because that will be beneficial for all the students, and it's a very good interactive platforms are coming up. I really want to know about these.
Yes, thanks a lot. That's good. Now, that also was one of the purposes of having this list survey, that at least teachers get curious to know that, well, there is so many things there. Yeah. So good. Yeah, we'll include something about Moodle also there. Okay, fine. Still, anybody else? Okay. Okay, fine. Google Classroom is quite extensively used by teachers, that we can see. But websites, teachers are not having their own websites. Okay, so we will see this part. And this, whatever response we have received, 8 responses that also are normally of, yeah, thank you, Dr. David, for you are also using Google Classroom. These 8 responses are also of institutional websites, not a teacher having a personal website. So we zero down that in this group, we teachers do not have a blog, either blog or their own personal website, but they have their Google Classroom and other parallel platforms to deal with the things. Okay, fine. Then video sharing was another concern or a question that was asked here. And in this, we have good number, like 14 of you said yes. And out of 14, when I went to look that, is it really 14 of you who are using, then I was looking at the URLs of
11 a.m.
the YouTube, and I found 7 teachers have a good video resources on their YouTube channel, and 7 of you were having a good resources. This one was by Dr. Pathak. Dr. Pathak was having videos, academic videos on that. Then this also was a good one. Tens of classes given. I'm not able to say right now in this link the name of the speaker, but this also was good. This was, let me quickly have shared by A. Pradhan. Yeah, Dr. Ajay Kumar Pradhan also is having this. Then coming down to this one was a long link of a playlist, and this was by David. Yeah, Dr. David Messi has put this link that was also there. And then this was Dr. Ganesh also was having this YouTube channel having academic videos. This was also good for the online classes. This video link was shared by Pramod, Dr. Pramod Gorde. Yeah, Pramod Gorde as a link is there. This also was good, a link given here. This was by Seluka, yeah, Manisha, yeah, first that name, Manisha Patil, yeah, I'm seeing the name. Manisha Patil has shared a link here. Okay? And finally, last one was by Vanzari Group of Institute. That link was shared here, where some academic videos are there. At 2-3 places, I found only webinars, videos only. So now having webinar videos on YouTube channel is one thing, and having an academic videos which are directly useful to students is a different story altogether. So out of 14, 7 have given the links, and out of 7, I think 4 or 5 of you have really got an academic YouTube channel here. Okay, and teachers using the platform, we have Google Classroom maximum, more than 60% are there. Blackboard, Learn, few of you are using Zoom, another platform, but maximum Google Classroom was there. Google Meet was used by 52% for the online web conferencing with the students, and Zoom was almost 40%, and some of you were using MS Teams and WebEx also. Most of all of you said that you are sharing material with the students. Yes, that is a good sign to see. 100% are sharing, and through which platform when it was asked, WhatsApp is almost 90%. WhatsApp, through that most of you are sharing. So WhatsApp has emerged during this Corona time as a very good platform for teaching learning, or sharing for platforms, or coordinating events, sharing links of Zoom or Meet, and extensively I have seen in several other FDPs also that WhatsApp had been somewhere a very reliable platform which was used by most of the teachers. Google Drive was almost more than 30%. Google Sites I am seeing here 10%, 7. This is very interesting. So is there anybody present here right now to tell me whether you are using Google Sites? I have not seen any links of Google Sites. So I would have been happy to see if the Google Drive links are personal. So obviously we don't ask for that. WhatsApp group links are also personal, but Sites links can be public. So Dropbox also was used. Email groups were also used by them. But Google Sites, I'm interested if anybody present here, 7 of you told that you are using Google Sites for sharing material. So you're using that as content management system, CMS. Okay, but chat also I'm looking for, if you can put the things in the chat. Okay, Dr. Somnath has said that using Google Classroom, Zoom, Google Meet. Okay, yeah, fine, yes. Okay, but 7 of you have tick mark, but either they are not present here or maybe they have just tick mark. Normally in the surveys, our data is not very reliable. People keep on ticking on several things as such. Online tests also, like most of you, 95% said online tests people are conducting. That is good. And Google Quiz is the most popular form here. 99% are using this. Quizzes is another platform which are used by some of you. Testimos and other things there. But Google Quiz form is quite popular here. Okay, so this is what we have seen here as a part of understanding our own way of using technology, how we use technology, and where do we stand if we want to very confidently say that I am a teacher who is ready for 21st century or a digital era. Then if somebody is asking me this question, I would say that, well, if the teachers have a very active YouTube channel where teacher is uploading classroom
There seems to be some internet issue.
Yeah. Connection seems to be interrupted.
Yes, yes.
Well, sir is ready with another connection through his.
Okay, okay. Right.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah. I think now audible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Second point is the teachers are having content management systems in form of either their blogs or their sites. Again, I say teachers sites or teachers blog, not institutional. Yeah? No problem with institutional, but still I would prefer to say that teachers having their own, because I think that our content as a teacher should be under our control. And whenever I want to share or modify, curate, archive, edit, it should be handy. So even midnight, I suddenly think of something and I go to my website or blog and I can edit the content. I can upload the things during off hours also. What happens when we have institutional websites for content management is that we have to send it to the one who is controlling the system, and then that person will take his or her own time, and then it will be uploaded. Sometimes there are holidays in between, and so nothing happens. We have to wait for the holidays to end, and sometimes the festival holidays are very long. And we can't give any tasks or activities to our learners if we want to occupy them even during their holidays or any of the other things. So that's why teachers' control over the things becomes very much necessary. COVID time has told us that you won't be able to go to your institutes. You have to run your show from your homes. And if it is available in virtual space from anywhere, anytime we can access. So anywhere, anytime, we can easily break the constraints of time and space if we keep things in a virtual platform. So if I am still not self-reliant, but the very popular word in a political discourse is Atmanirbhar, self-reliant. So teachers, if they have to be self-reliant, then they should not even rely on the institutional website, the people who are working on these platforms, but they should have the control over their content and how it is to be shared on various platforms. So for that, blog or website becomes necessary. And third important component is also about learning management system. So Google Classroom obviously is very good, and good to see that many of you are using Google Classroom. It helps in managing our learning. It helps us in seeing the progress of our students. It helps us in seeing that who are regular, who are irregular. So in a very interesting way, even students are motivated because they can see their score in the classroom, the percentage, another thing also they can see there. So if you are using Google Classroom and you are using it not only for content sharing, but you are also using learning management where you are seeing the progression of the students, that what students are doing, they are submitting things late or on time, you are evaluating all their works in Google Classroom in terms of tangible marks, and students are able to see that these are our score, then it is really very useful. At the end of the semester, you can share the chart of the class that this is where you are standing. The top performer is here in the Google Classroom, and this is the class average. So then it is very motivating to our learners also. That's exactly what we mean by learning management system. Yeah, learning management. So the learning is managed by a tool, by a platform here. So that if that is done by teachers, then we are happy or satisfied to see that, well, this teacher is really the teacher ready for this time there. Okay, let me come to my slides now. Let me come to the slides. I'm sharing the slides. Yes, so in the introduction also we came to know that quite a good number of institutes have joined their hands in seeing this on 1 week online faculty development program, and this collaboration is very interesting collaboration. The institutes join hands in a different capacity, and that is what is also expected, that we collaborate together to see that things get materialized in a better way. So St. John's College, Agra, from there to Rajkumar College, Nagpur, Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur, Vasantrao Nayak, Arts and Science College, Nagpur, and Dr. M.K. Kumate College, Nagpur. They all have joined together for this. So that looking at this also is very satisfying. Yeah? This is our session. We are going on with this, and we want to talk about integrating technology in teaching. And I also want to see it in context of NEP and UGC concept not also. Now, at an outset, this also we need to keep in mind because given an open question to the teachers, everybody will say that during COVID time, we have seen that our students were not having either tools or technology or internet, and lots of problems were also being faced by that also. So for that, I do talk with people that it is quite true that Maslow's will always be before Bloom. Yeah? Before we think of Bloom's taxonomy of learning, we also have to think about Maslow's need hierarchies. And in this Maslow's need hierarchy, we obviously see that physiological needs are always at the top. So when you are facing a pandemic, people are not very hungry for learning. What they are hungry for? They are hungry for shelter, food, roti kapda makan. That is obviously at the primary things there. Then safety and security. If you are having a battle, the word battle with the virus, then we first will think of that. Then only we are going to think of this, because according to Maslow, education will come somewhere at the level of self-esteem or self-actualization. So to think that these needs are not very important, we can't see that it is very important. Then we think of Bloom's learning hierarchy and other things there. So we are very well aware about this, and even keeping all these things in mind, we still strive to see that how the academic life keeps on moving. Show must go on. That was how we were looking at this idea. So we know that there are many people for whom still hunger, sickness, homelessness is at the center, rather than whether school or tools or technology matters most. Yeah? So that is very important part, and we have to have a sense of urgency for all those things also. And for that, we know that a huge amount of money is to be spent for infrastructure augmentation in rural spaces, which cannot be done by an individual teacher at any level. We require that support and help from government funding. And we know that under NEP, all those things are to be thought out, and infrastructure development, especially in rural spaces, is going to happen. It is not that it is not going to happen, it will happen. Now, when it will happen, again, are teachers ready for all these things or not? That question will come again. So you have to make teacher future ready. Keeping all these things in mind also, you have to keep teacher future ready, where when these things will be worked out and things will be okay, at that time, are teachers ready for that or not? Our survey report says that we do not have a blog or a website or a YouTube channel. Then we can say that even after COVID time, we are still not ready for this online teaching or other things also. So that is our concern at the level of being a teacher, rather than only thinking of this. Not to say that we don't have to think about the reality that is there in a society. So that question we concerned in that way. Now, when we think of this idea of COVID time, I would like to put that in terms of Richard Thaler's nudge theory. Richard Thaler is an economist who got a Nobel Prize in economics, and he gave this nudge theory. And nudge means little bit of push. Now, COVID crisis has done this. It has little bit pushed us to use technology. And for what we were trying for last 10, 12 years, but we're not able to get enough success so far as teachers are motivated to use technology on their own, or in a normal classroom, how they engage learners with technology. That was not happening even after lot many programs and lot many other things. But crisis did that, pandemic did that, which we failed to do in a decade. This pandemic did it within a year only. So it worked as a nudge theory, and people suddenly are found using technology in a different way. But still, we need to do lot many things. Still, we need to do lot many things. We have to use this opportunity, and we want to see that from here we do not go back into the 20th century modes and modalities of teaching, but we move ahead in the 21st century, learning a great lesson from pandemic so far as using technology is concerned in our academia. So our survey outcome, which raises all these questions, that are we ready for 21st century? Are teachers aware about the new tools necessarily required in their toolkit? So we said that earlier my toolkit was having one good book, a textbook, what I call it, there, which is obviously a printed material. Then I would say that I should have a good hand over chalk and the board. My board work, my chalk work should be good enough in the classroom. I should have a good command over a language in which I am dealing with my students. So that also is my tool. And then we added something like PowerPoint, how to effectively use PowerPoint, and this were the tools in our toolkit are there. Now we need to add a few more, which we discussed that now we should have a YouTube channel or any video sharing platform, not necessarily YouTube only, but any video sharing platform should be at our command. Content management system and learning management system should also become a part of the teacher's toolkit here, there. And so what tools are necessary? That's what we want to see here also. We'll come to that when we look at a model required for this. This is the chart of the surveys, the kind of a survey that we have done here. In a similar way, the other surveys, when they were done with other teachers, around 1,100 teachers were asked the similar questions. In that, we see that hardly 1 or 1.5%, around 10%, 10 to 15, 10 to 12% of teachers have blog and website. Less than 10% have YouTube video sharing. Online assessment, many, 90% of 80-90% of you are doing that also. And digital portfolio, the last one, is 0%. Digital portfolio it was found that digital portfolios are almost utilized by nobody in there. If there is anybody here in this group, also please let me know. Digital portfolio is being somewhere as a part of assessment or not. So this is the picture overall. So what we see here is that teachers should now increase their use of blog or website, or both blog and website, for their content and learning management system. And they also should now think of video sharing platform. They should be now making lots of videos. We have learned to face camera, and we should not fail to keep on using and honing the skill of facing camera now. It was very tough to face a camera. And teachers, by and large, were having a kind of an inhibition to face a camera. Now we have learned that, how to deal with camera, how to talk with camera. Right now, you know that I'm just talking with my camera, with my laptop only. I can see a couple of faces there, thanks to Dr. Mahendra and Dr. Kapil Singhal for keeping their camera on. If others have put, I'm not able to see. Yeah. Dr. Kavita also is there. Dr. Anup also is there, who has kept their camera on. So somewhere I can have some kind of eye contact. The gestures I can see on your face, and I can feel that, well, something you are getting.
Right.
And yes, Dr. Chetna also is there now. Yeah. And Dr. Somnath also is there. So something very necessary. We all have realized during COVID time that if there was something very important and which was normally missed out from our research arena also, or insight also, was the facial expressions of our students. How silently they were communicating with us, and how deeply we felt motivated by a spark in their eyes or a gestures on their face. It was so much motivating to us, and it let us know whether things are reaching out to our learners or not. Even if the most silent student on the last bench also was communicating a lot to us with the silence, we were able to read all those things. Now this idea where people keep their camera off, normally students normally keep their camera off, was a kind of a terrible punishment for us. But well, we overcome that. We learned that, well, we can keep on moving on. All alone in our offices, in our rooms, in our classrooms, we keep on talking endlessly. That skill we have acquired, and that should not go in vain now. Even when we are moving towards normal life now, we should do this. So we hope that most of us who are here in this FDP will have a YouTube channel, or any video sharing things will be there. And you should be sharing your videos also. There, if you are doing that, I am quite active on social media also, either Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. Tag me, tag me that this is your YouTube channel, these are our videos, and I would be happy to share your story in other programs also, that this is how teachers are using this platform. So I do believe that social media also should be very seriously integrated into the toolkit of teachers. Today's teachers should not have an aversion towards social media also. Their academic profile should be supported in a similar way here also. Yeah. Okay, so this is the picture normally that we see here. And then we see this, that we want to see in context of NEP 2020 few things. UGC concept note on blended learning, which obviously is talking about these things there. If we see NEP 2020, which many of you might have come across in many other programs in different capacity also, but this point number 23 in NEP outline there, they speak about NETF, National Educational Technology Forum. And this forum, obviously at a national level, is going to take care of many things, from decision making to giving a better infrastructure to the teachers, and everything has been thought out under this. So as we were telling, that there are many things which teachers cannot do, that is augmenting the infrastructure, the speed of internet, the devices, that has to be taken care at a much higher level, at a policy level by government. But under NEP, those things are taken care of. So our concern is, are we ready for this? Are we ready for this as a teacher? That is very important concern for us here. So this is what it is. I'm not reading everything there. It is in the slide. So I will share my slides with all of you in case you are interested in this. So we can get to this. So NEP is obviously putting a very interesting stress on online and digital education, and that also not only in the crisis time, but even in a normal time also. So they want to conduct lots of pilot studies for online education, digital infrastructure, online teaching platforms and tools, content creation, digital repositories, dissemination of those things, addressing digital divide. That is a very important point. And when we think of digital divide, I see digital divide in two ways. One, digital divide is at a level. Digital divide is first at a level of students not having digital access, So they don't have proper internet in rural spaces or mountain regions. They are not able to get proper network. Then second is that the poor students cannot afford technology. Second digital divide, the poverty and the cost of that. So how people address those things. Third and very important, this is at the level of learners. Both the things are at the level of learn. Now at the level of teachers, I see digital divide in a way like teachers are not ready to adopt new ways of methods. That is the digital divide. It is not that teachers don't have technology. Many teachers are situated in urban space. So even if I talk with teachers who are in metropolitan cities like Delhi, Bombay, Chennai, Kolkata, now you can't say that, well, people living there have a problem of electricity or an infrastructure. Obviously, they don't have. Yeah? Then A-grade cities, Ahmedabad, Pune, even Nagpur or many other. Because I visited Nagpur also a couple of times during this, I think, refresher program and PhD Viva also. So during refresher program also, we have seen that so people who are situated in an urban space, they don't have electricity problem, they don't have as such network issues as such as the rural people, but still they are not using technology, or even after being trained into that, it doesn't become a part of their life. Yeah? So why it is happening that? And that is that it is something at a kind of a psychological level. There are some inhibitions or some kinds of the problems which we are not able to overcome, or perhaps we are afraid to learn new things out of failure, or Yes, Dr. Kavita, you want to add anything?
We have all the gadgets, but we need some expert to teach us, to make us efficient in that skill. That kind of thing occurs in mind. Okay, something wrong will happen. So for instance, I have iPhone, but I don't know how to use many features.
Yes.
So when my nephew visit at my place, he teaches me. This
Yes,
is the
thanks. Yeah, thanks. The other teachers also, anytime you want to give your feedback, please keep on giving your feedback. So it opens up something interesting to talk about here. So now a very interesting point, Dr. Kavita has said here.
Sir,
And
yeah.
so, yes, anybody? Yeah.
Yes, just some seconds only. I would like to just say that as Professor Kavita has said that how the technology can be learned. So I think that YouTube is a very good and powerful and very democratic medium where you can learn lot great things. Also the things of iPhone or what that is used for your educational things. YouTube can help you a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Dr. Mahendra. Yeah, that was what I also wanted to say. But good that you have said. Now, the experience tells, like when this COVID started, and suddenly we have to now switch over to this. So from where we learning. So I do remember that overnight we have watched so many self-learning videos. Like do it yourself is something became a mantra during this time. DIY, hashtag DIY. Was the mantra. Yeah, do it yourself, and lots of videos. It was very challenging. So because I know that we did this video.
Sir.
Yes, yeah, Dr. Banerjee.
Yes. Sir, necessity is the mother of invention. So necessity here is the mother of learning. So teachers will always learn when there is a necessity arises. The COVID has taught us this. So, sir, for an improvement of over this digital platform, we need learning sessions. So and the benefits of the learning sessions with actual libraries. I mean, so we need to develop some library resources also so that the benefits can be reaped. Okay. Otherwise, most of the time we have to take the photographs and we have to do it by our own, and the thing become cumbersome for us. So if the digital library resources are get tied with all these softwares, and the uses will be better. So in that way, sir, we are restricted.
Yes, yeah. Thank you, Dr. Banerjee, for your input also. Yes, so DIY we learn, and it is very rightly said that we require some kind of digital repositories or digital libraries where all these things are given. Now, see, both the things I tried in my own capacity at different level. So earlier when we were like dealing with this technology, I was talking about that before COVID time, we were training people, and I used to travel a lot also, because we are not thinking of online, but offline things. In lab sessions, we have done Ahmednagar. We had a very good session in Ahmednagar College, Nagpur refresher course. Also, we used to have this and Pune also. A couple of times I visited Pune also for this. Jalgaon also, North Maharashtra University and other places. That's Maharashtra things. I see many of you are from Maharashtra here. So we're doing that, and the training was also given to the learners in different capacities. But even with that experience of as a trainer, when COVID came, it was tough for me also. It was very tough because we didn't realize what is Meet or Zoom or WebEx, how it functions, what are those features, where to mute, how to unmute, and camera, and all those things was very tough. So there were lots of self-learning. So as a trainer, many of you might be also a trainer of many things, and you know that suddenly things are changing into your domain area where you are training. First, you have to train yourself, and there is nobody to teach you. There is as such nobody to teach you. So you have to do lots of self-training of the things there. So resources are available, one thing. Second, very rightly said, we need to have a digital library of those links and other things, so that people can easily go to, because YouTube is such a kind of a jungle, it's a forest, and to get to the right resource is very difficult, very tough to get to the right thing many a times, and that itself is so time consuming, that which is the right way of doing the things there. So that is one thing there. Now in digital repository, what happened? Digital library, when we are thinking of what happened, that technology is changing very fast. It is changing so fast. So you prepared a blog that this is how you can do this. Now today, all those links are not effective, because even Google Classroom interface has changed, and this interfaces keeps on changing. So what is a video prepared 2 years back is not working today. Just within 2 years, interfaces, everything are also changing very fast. So sometimes we think that we need to teach how to learn rather than from where to learn. Not where to learn, but how to learn, how to Google. And that's why a very important point is WebQuest. WebQuest. People are including that as the pedagogy nowadays, pedagogical tool, WebQuest. So how to search on internet and how to reach to the right resource. How can we teach about web questing to our learners and to our teachers? Also, that becomes very, very important in this time also. Okay, so that was the point. One, we require training. Dr. Kavita also said about iPhone. That's a very interesting point. And many people told me that I use Android and Windows I use normally. So people have suggested that why don't you switch over to MacBook or an iPhone, which will give you a better facilities. Normally the answer is this, that, well, it is not affording. It's not like money is not a matter in that. But what is important is that my students are not using iPhone or MacBook. And I don't know whether they are still going to use in coming 4 or 5 years also. They are on Android, most of the 100% on Android. And if they have laptop, it is Windows only. So if they have a trouble, then how will I shoot the trouble if I am on a different platform? So I am working on Android and other things, and they are working on other. Then troubleshooting is very important. So students will time and again come to say that, well, this is happening or that is happening.
Same thing I was facing, because I was not able to upload my picture in that form. So I requested Professor Kapil Singhal sir to upload on behalf of me. I shared my picture.
Yes, yeah. Yes, so this is like we as a teachers are using technology for teaching. And we know that iPhone is a much better platform, but our learners are not iPhone ready. So if I have to teach it, then I have to still go down to the level where our learners are, even in the use of technology also. So that because lots of troubleshooting is necessary, interfaces and the learning of interfaces are necessary. Google Sites, as you were telling, I will share a link about what our students are doing on Google Sites, how digital portfolios are managed. And so students will keep on asking you that technical side also, that how to do this. And if you are on a different interface, it will be very tough for a teacher to train. And every time if you give an answer, go and find it from YouTube, that is not going to work also. Every time it is not going to work. Sometimes you have to find a link and share that this is the YouTube, watch this, and then do the thing.
I will request Professor Kapil sir to conduct some program on teaching such kind of thing.
Yes, that also is a good idea. Yeah. It's a good idea. Yeah, that somewhere a physical hands-on. And during this time, we have, like I myself have done lots of hands-on online such training programs with many teachers also. So remotely also now we can do remotely also. It is possible that it can be done. Necessarily, participants should work on 2 devices, one mobile and one laptop. So that is what we were asking, that be on 2 devices. So see the mobile interface also and see the laptop interface also, both the things. Your students are going to be on mobile interface. You might be working laptop, but students will be. So if you are not aware about the mobile interface, then also it will be a problem. Students will come and ask you that, I don't know where this is. And if we don't know, then we won't be able to help them. But that's a good idea. Someday, somehow we can think of that also. So let me come to my slides again. Yeah. So we're looking at this, the digital divide on the part of teachers, that even teachers who are good with technology, interface, and other things, they also are facing the problem. And that also is the divide which needs to be catered. NEP is trying to look at that also. So training and incentives for teachers is also thought in this idea there. And then blended models of teaching also is suggested in NEP here. When we think of this model, all teachers will have to say that, well, they should have their own model also. And somewhere a skeleton of a model, which each and every teacher will have to think that this is my model of integrating technology in the classroom. Obviously, it is a blended model, will come to the blended idea also. So we don't say that everything is online. It is not going to work. It has not worked during Corona time. So we are now damn sure that only online is not going to work. It has to be blended. But what we want to see is that now whatever we have learned as a teacher of using technology should not go in vain. It should become a part of my traditional teaching also. So when I think of digital pedagogy along with the traditional mode of teaching, when I look at the model, that what necessarily I require, I see something like this. That first I want content management system and learning management system, CMS, LMS, then digital communication links, DCLS, synchronous and asynchronous teaching learning, and online assessment also. So in this, I see that for content management system and learning management system, what I require, which is in my hand also, that is my condition, that it is not run by institute or by some expert, or I'm hiring the service of somebody.
ती शेअर केलेली शीट पाहिली का तुम्ही? मी त्या दिवशी कधी 25 फेब्रुवारीलाच मेल केली.
Okay, maybe talking among themselves.
Mics are on.
जरी काढली तरी चालते, आपण टाकून देऊ.
Some mics are on.
Yeah, my mic is on, but I was listening somebody. So I think, is she asking me or what? Yeah. Okay, fine. Yes. So first thing is that, so teachers control over their things, very important. And that is why what we see here is this, that blog or website becomes very important. Along with that, Moodle or Google Classroom. That is CMS, LMS idea. For digital communication link, most of us are using WhatsApp nowadays. Very few are using Google Group or email group. Sure. My preference would always be for email groups rather than WhatsApp group. WhatsApp group can be for one-way instructions, for management of the things. Sure. Because WhatsApp is not has a problem of privacy. Everybody's mobile sometimes gets open to everybody. And so some students sometimes complain that because their mobile phones are open to the other students may also misuse that space and other thing. In another way, privacy concerns are also there very much so far as WhatsApp and other things are concerned. Email is in a way safer than this mobile number, because mobile number is more private than email ID. So email groups should be preferred. And this, if you are using, like in our practice, we are using all Google tools. All Google tools we are using. So it is for live talk, Google Meet, then Google Classroom, then Google Group, YouTube, which also runs through Gmail, email ID and password, Blogger for the blog, and Google Sites. So we have narrowed down to the Google education tools instead of going into variety of tools there. Now, this also is a necessary choice that teachers will have to make. I do remember that Microsoft has also offered their MS Teams almost free of cost for 1 year during Corona time to many teachers. In Gujarat, many schools, most of the government schools, they were given free of cost MS Teams. So they were working on MS Teams, and Microsoft Teams also has a good bundle, a good package of everything inside, from synchronous, asynchronous to online testing and everything also was there, and that also was quite a good model. But I don't know whether MS Teams will remain free like Google education tools. That I still don't know. Maybe the cost, if it is very high, then individual teachers cannot afford. So we have to think of something that is almost free, and very user friendly, also. And so I have considered Google education tools as very user friendly. They are quite light also on devices. So students have a low bandwidth or a lower end Android phone, then also most of this thing will work. Android also is working quite well with Google. Yes, it's in a way owned by Google. So that way also Google has a good sync with everything that is Android as such. So when it comes to DCL, digital communication links, the preference is Google Groups. Through email, things can work. Now it gives us a wonderful advantage of collaborative working. If I work on Drive or any other things, if everybody is on Google Group, it is very easy to conduct meetings through Google Calendar and other things also. Synchronous teaching, live sessions, how we do that, and F2 face-to-face also, or blended mode also, how we do that, and then asynchronous also, that is video sharing. So during this time, we have seen that if you are conducting live session, it will happen that some of your students will not be able to join, or even if they're able to join, they may have a breaking voice. Your voice may be breaking because of network. They may not be able to listen things clearly. All those things might happen in this. And so you have to record your sessions and upload it for later viewing. That became a necessary condition. So all online teachers, I used to keep on telling everybody, because somehow teachers were not doing that. I don't know why teachers are not doing that. If you are taking an online session, why are you not recording it? And then why are you not uploading it on any of the platforms for
Yes,
later viewing? That is,
we also felt that the recordings are better because in terms of PowerPoint presentations and all that, recordings used to be very better, because they used to prefer the recordings, and I used to do whatever the things that I used to put the recordings over WhatsApp. So the recordings were always better, and because learning through sounds is much, I thought became a better instrument during those days. And the recordings, they could hear it anywhere, anytime at the of the day. And the story behind the class is actually there with the dramatic and presentations, with all the inputs, whatever the essence of the class was, more through the recordings.
yes, well, rightly said. It is very useful. Yes, students are free to access the recordings anytime. So that has worked a lot. Also, many students will have a successful story with asynchronous learning through some videos. What was your name? I was not able to see you.
Sir, I'm Shubhrajit Banerjee from West Bengal, Kolkata.
Yeah, Dr. Banerjee. Yes, yeah. Thanks for your input. Yeah, that is fine. That was very good. Yeah. At the same time, I would like to make a point that it should not be like the teachers and students never come online together, because that also, like, sometimes when the students wants to interact, then also the online. So a beautiful blend of both synchronous and asynchronous becomes something, an ideal model when we look at it. But thanks for your input. And online assessment. In online assessment, digital portfolio is something that we should look at. Digital portfolio should be the ultimate outcome of this. So in digital portfolio, what are we doing? That is what
Bharat sir.
Yes.
Bharat sir, I'm
yeah.
sorry to disturb you. I should not. But actually, during the whole session, I was just traveling. And through traveling, I have reached to one place. And I think, and I feel that all the participants should see that place. So it is very much, I can say that I have to apologize for the same. But right now, I am in the school of our Honorable Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, sir.
Okay.
So,
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Patak, sir.
Yes, please. Single, sir.
Yeah, right now it's not possible.
Okay, not an issue, sir. I will just shut off the video. Just I tell you, in case if it is possible, yes, I'm in the office. In case if it is possible, after the lecture,
No. You
may
please
tell me.
be attentive
So,
in the class. Please attend the class.
Class is going on.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Very sure. Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. Fine. Well, it might have been interesting excursion outside also. Well, but let us stick to our session here. So when we look at this entire pedagogy, the salad bowl of several things, and ultimately we want to move towards the digital portfolio idea, also flipping the class, blending the class, mixed mode teaching and other things. And then we want to move towards digital portfolio here. And in digital portfolio, I would like to share this link with the students, with participants here, to see that what we have, we are doing normally here as a part of this. Let me share a link here. In the chat, I am putting one link here. So you can also open and see, and some of the things I will like to show here also, or you can keep this link for later viewing, and we'll come to this. Our students in our classroom, what we try is that when they work on various platforms, when they work on normally we teach language and literature, but whatever they produce in the class as a part of various things, it should become a part of somewhere that it is documented in a digital way. So presentations, if it is made by students, it is recorded. PPTs are uploaded somewhere on virtual platform. Assignments are submitted as blog and all other activities that they do. We ask them that at the end of the final year, you all will have to curate and archive all your digital work on your website, and you have to submit it as a part of that. So the students here you will see on this website, you will see let me share again here. I'm sharing the screen. This is the website of we give it a name, Project Blended Learning. So in 2010, when we got a grant from UGC to work on blended learning, we started this work. So it was started in 2010, and we got a good result, and now we don't require much money for this project. So we continued in last 10 years as a part of this. So so when you click on any of the batches, at the top you will see the batch year, and then you will see the name of the students. And if you will click on that, then you will find the digital portfolios of various students that they have. This is Google Sites. All students are working on Google Sites, and they prepare everything on their own. So all the students have their own website, something which I was expecting, or we were expecting, that all teachers should have their website. Now it is not difficult to have one's website as such there. So, and whatever works are done by the students, that is archived here, they're writing. So throughout the learning, lots of online tests are taken, and what is the performance of the learners, that also is recorded. So in whichever test, whatever score they got, so many online tests are taken, and we ask the students to keep the record of all the tests, and in the digital portfolio it should get reflected as such. Google Classroom, I gave you an example that in Google Classroom also you have to maintain, and you have to see what is your performance in the Google Classroom. So this chart is prepared by teacher at the end of semester, and it says that, well, these students and they were at this level, so how the top student has performed in Google Classroom to the lowest one that they can see. And so semester wise their performance in Google Classroom is also recorded and made available on their digital portfolio. So online tests, it is there until they pass out, and then they put it on their website. Then Google Classroom performance, that also is yes, yeah.
Sir, could you please tell us how to prepare digital portfolio? What is the process, step by step process?
Okay, fine. So digital portfolio is in a way, okay, let me again give you one more link for everything. That is what I have archived also at some places. This is another website which I have prepared for knowing what is digital portfolio, and let me put a link chat here. In the chat, I'm putting the link. Another site which is prepared to know about what is so when we have a separate workshop on how to work on digital portfolio, at that time I use this website, and let me share a screen here also. This is digital portfolio website. So what is digital portfolio, and why digital portfolio is required, necessary, and how to work on digital, how does it help to students, and the things there.
Thank you, sir.
Some samples are also given here, samples of digital portfolio, and other things are also put here. So this is also one website link which you can explore later on, but If I have to say what is this and how one can work on this, then digital portfolio means something where anything that students have produced or done during their academic career is archived in digital form. Anything that, so even if they are good sports person or a dramatist, actor or a singer, there is a small video clip, audio clip, and then it is coming on their digital portfolio. So if student has to say that I am my hobby is reading, I am interested in reading, then there should be a book review of whatever they have read. Where the book review will go, it will go on a blog, and through blog it will come on the site, or directly on the site also they can put the thing. So whatever I claim about myself, that these are my skills, these are my strengths, in a SWOT analysis, I give an evidence of that, either a moving picture or a still picture. Moving picture is always better. Now, as all the students have mobile devices and a camera is so handy, we should always explore the chances and the benefit that the mobile camera has. So everything that people are doing, it should be video recorded, and as a very strong evidence should be made available on their digital portfolio. So in another way, digital portfolio is a multimedia CV or a multimedia biodata. So biodata or a CV is only text where people write this is what they are. Whereas here you can show this is what you are, this is how you are playing a particular game, this is how you are acting, this is how you are singing, this is how you are speaking, these are your presentations, these are your thinking activities, you think in this way. These are the things you have done during your studies. Anything that is done as a curricular activities as well as non-curricular activity, that should be uploaded at one platform. Now, for all this thing, we have to plan that if it will be PowerPoint presentation, it will go on SlideShare or any such platform. If it will be some other thing, it will go on a blog, and then from there, everything will come on their Google site. So we just have to think that what is the work that students are going to generate, and where will it go, that at the end of the year, it can be archived or curated as a part of digital portfolio.
Sir,
yes,
sir, a small question. Sir, the portfolio is a website or it is a different platform?
Yeah, it can be any platform. Portfolio can be any platform where digitally you get a space. That is a platform, digital platform. We are using Google site for that. There are many such sites, but our preference is Google Sites. So sites.google.com, it is giving us a free space, and we don't have to pay anything. Sites.google.com. And that is the platform which we have preferred. There are many other platforms where it can be done. WordPress also is giving that. And one can also use only blog as a digital portfolio also. But Google site can organize everything in a better way. So our choice is Google Sites. So students, it can be. But the space you will get, free space, but what about digital content? That is where teachers, students are told right from the beginning. What we do normally, like let me share one of the screens here. Okay. If we ask our students, for example, this is okay, here we have one link here. This is so this link you see here. Now, when students come to our department to study, on the very first day, we ask them that write something about like what is literature, what is in mind. It is on a kind of a surprise question, very first day. And that also is preserved. On the first day, they are going to do a kind of a handwritten work, and that also will be there. So this question. And then we give them this in the last semester. Then now again rewrite it. Now again rewrite. So when you came to study, what was the way you were looking at literature? Now how you look at it? Has there any change or not? So from the very first day, we plan that whatever students are going to do here will be digitally documented, and at the end it will go to their websites in different ways also. So whether they have done any activities, video recordings, we ask them. So all our students have their YouTube channels also. All of them have their YouTube channels where their presentations and other things are also put there. And this is live, so you also can see from your end also everything. Like, it is not that you have made up something overnight. So when we were having this, it was pre-COVID time, then in this way we used to do the video recording of the presentations made by the students, and that were given to students, recording in form of CD, DVD we were giving earlier. Now our work is much easier. In an online platform, it is much easier to record the things and to share with the students. The work has become much easier here. But whatever presentations they have made, this everything is given to students. It is also there here. So that is a digital portfolio. It has all the links are there. So later on you can overview the links and how these things are working or how it is useful there. Now this is in a way a final form of the assessment, final form of what we see in terms of assessment. That ultimate assessment is to be done in form of digital portfolio. That this really speaks for what students really are, not only mark sheets. It should not only be limited to the mark sheet performance, but it has to go beyond these things also when we look at these ideas there. So that is how we look at this digital idea of digital platforms and other things also. Before we end, some of the things which we did in our COVID time and variety of ways that we were using this. For example, when it comes to flip learning or flipping the classroom, our basic purpose normally is to be in search of questions. So why do we flip class? For example, we flip class because we want more questions. That our objective is very clear. And so we give students something to watch. Students will watch some videos through teacher blog. Teacher will prepare a blog, upload some videos or compile some videos already available on internet. These are some of the videos which we prepared also here, which are used for our flipped learning classroom. And students will watch these videos. But it is not only watching. After watching, they have to do some activities. Either there will be online test or group activities. But what they have to do, they have to come with questions after watching this. So they will be working in this way in different environments. And then in the classroom, they will come with questions. So they all will be writing questions. This is traditional class. We are blending flipped learning. You are watching a video online over teacher blog, and then come with the questions in a physical class. And then you write your questions on the board. And now teachers have to deal with questions directly, nothing else. So your class is interaction only interaction. Learning has happened in a different dynamics there. So this, and later on when it came down to the COVID time, obviously we're not able to meet. So we switched it over to Google Classroom. As a class comment, we did this. So why flipping the class? In search of questions. You want more questions from the learners. You want learners to read, watch, and come with questions in the classroom. Ultimately, in our traditional pedagogy also, what we wanted is questions from learners. Ultimately, it was that. So how this can be more effective in seeing more questions from the learners also. Then if you look at this was the class, this was glass which we prepared during this COVID time, one glass board we prepared because we realized that board work is necessary, very important and very necessary tool. Without board work, the teaching remains incomplete. And something that really lacked during this online time was board work. Everybody missed board work a lot. So mathematics teachers, science teachers, they also were lacking board work. So this tool was very helpful to us in seeing that whatever we are writing is visible to the learners on the other side. And so that limitation of how the beauty of board work, the pedagogical benefits of board work cannot be missed out, was explored in making of this thing. And we see that the advantages are very interesting of all these things also.
So gadgets are involved in this. That is the thing.
Yeah, but they're very simple gadgets.
Right, right.
Yeah, very simple. They're very handy. There is no as such technology.
Yes.
It's just a webcam. There is
Right.
a webcam.
Yeah. But it is really beautiful. It is really beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
Design.
And yeah,
Your
so
virtual class also was very nice, sir. And also this next board which you have shown, a superb, fantastic.
Yeah. Now this is the end result. This is where you can record your things and use that. This is how it looks to the recorded video or online video also.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So the learners on the other side will have like teachers standing before you and doing the board work. So it gives that feeling of being in a class. So because I do believe that board work is very important, a part of our teaching learning process, and the advantage of that should not be missed out when we use technology also. But we just have to see that how these things can be used. And when it comes to the literature classroom, we also need to have to show something. Yeah? So you want to show a play, you want to do board work, and you are also present there. Your physical presence also is very important. So we thought of this OBS studio, glass board, and a couple of jugaad we did the jugaad, and we have the way where you can show some moving pictures in form of dramatic performances, and you might be teaching the things there also. So this was very effective, this teaching poem using board work for various things. It was quite useful as a board work technology during this time there. This is what you were asking, which kind of gadgets are you? These are very simple gadgets which are used. It's not very costly kind of a thing. So this is a digital viewer.
How much does it cost, sir? There is problem with audio, I think.
Yes, yeah. Yes, Dr. Mahendra, you said anything?
Yeah. There was problem with the audio, the video.
Okay, okay. The sound is a little bit low. Yeah.
Okay.
So this also was that part of trying out something very simple in the class. When it came to this class, blended class, like when government told that now half the class will have to come in the class, 50% or odd even. At that time, we have to think like how to cope with half class online and other half in the classroom. Other half is there and this. So then managing things were very tough. Then things were managed. So you have to keep lots of camera there. 2-3 cameras are there where on one camera you are showing what teacher is doing, in one camera what students are doing, and then the online students are also there. So if you want to allow both the group of students to speak, it was a little bit tough. But then we managed even these classrooms also with the help of 2-3 cameras in the class. Board work that you do can go to the physically present students as well as those who are in an online mode. To them also it will be there. And so I'm just getting so this was mixed mode. This is what we call it as mixed mode. This is online student interacting from the home. Then there are some students in the class, and then there is the teacher. So how all these things can be joined, combined together in a mixed mode pedagogy or blending the class in such a way. Well, sometimes we feel that this is going to be the future where you don't ask all the students to necessarily remain present in the class. Some of them can remain present in the class, some can join online, like right now, Dr. Asutosh was just somewhere outside, but still he was there in the class. So this kind of things will happen a lot with our students. So you make a provision that while you are on the move, you can still be in the class. You can virtually remain present in the class. So our future classrooms should be something like this necessarily. Those who are there, they are there in the class. Those who are not, they'll be live. You just switch it on and your camera and audio systems are on for the things also there. So these are also some of the things which becomes necessary. And then as we said that nowadays, when we have learned to do things with technology, it is necessary that we keep on using it. Now we have normally physical classes, but even in the physical class, if we use board work and we deal, then let us record the classes, record it. Now, even if 100% students are in the class, then also, as Dr. Banerjee told, that it is very helpful to the learners, the recorded. So record your class and let it be uploaded on YouTube. Let it be uploaded on YouTube. So students can later on also access all this thing. Because we have learned now, to face a camera, let us see that it continues. Now this skill should not go in vain, even in our traditional classrooms also. So these were some of the ideas which I wanted to share with all of you. And it was a good group. It was good to see some of you were quite interestingly interacting and also giving feed in to the ongoing discussion. So I'm thankful to all the institutes, especially to Dr. Kapil for giving this beautiful opportunity to have a talk and share some of the ideas with all of you. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, sir. Well, the session is open for questions. If you have any questions, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, this was really,
yes, Mahendra.
Yes, yeah. This was really informative and what is the energy booster kind of session, which
everything that we would be needing in future.
Yes, that is really. I am also gadget lover. I have screens and
yeah, I know.
Yes, Dr. Kapil knows that very well. I have HD projector and screens, and I just show them movies and a lot of things. I have my YouTube channel, but that was some for creative purpose. But of course, some for the academic purpose also I can use that one. So your session was really nice one, very interactive. Okay, I just saw the videos which you have shown, in which you are teaching online, and there is a blackboard with you. There is a, what do you say, marriage between the technology and the traditional teaching. So it was a great idea. It's really fantastic. Even the blackboard which you used to write and how that transparent thing. So it also display was really wonderful. And I think that Instagram is a thing which students use a lot. Even I have Instagram account. So as sir, you talked about the blogs and everything. So I think that Instagram may be added, as most of the students you can just see on Instagram. And if they see teacher on Instagram, they generally follow. And it can also be helpful to motivate and inspire them, and to give some good ideas and inputs to them. So that was nice and fantastic thing. I think one thing was missed. I just asked you the cost of that projector or that digital
viewer.
That was the thing,
Digital
yes.
viewer is around 25,000 rupees.
Okay.
And it has a range, like if you can go up to 2 lakh rupees also.
Right.
But the one which we have is of around 25,000 rupees, and it is useful as a webcam also. It is a good camera. And then it depends upon the quality of the thing. Even in traditional classroom, it is very useful, because if you want to show any 3D object or a book, then it will come directly on the projector. So we used to use that in our traditional classroom. Normally we have, in both the classes, we used to have that viewer, but now we had a new purpose in that we found in online.
Right. Second very short question. Sir, you talked about that portfolio thing. So do the students have access to that portfolio website or portal, or what do they have their passwords or what?
Yes, these all things are prepared by them only, not by teachers. It is under their control. It is under their ownership also is with them.
Okay.
So sometimes we are worried that after passing out, they will close down those things also. So we keep on reminding them that keep it on, don't close it down. But it is prepared by through their ID and password.
Right.
So so if you will see that website, some students might have shut it down also.
Right.
It is completely under their ownership.
I have also made website Wix long back.
Wix,
what do you say? Do something great in that one. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Sir, could you share your presentation with us
yes,
after the conclusion of your lecture? Because there are several tools that you have mentioned, which I would like to explore and use in my classroom. And it would be very helpful if we could have your presentation. We could just quickly look at them and go the DIY mode and learn and grow and use those tools. So it would be very helpful if you could post your presentation on the group, and we can learn and we can explore. They're very interesting tools that you have mentioned, which I would personally like to use in my class. So if you could just post your presentation in the group.
So is there any kind of sort of which can read the PowerPoint and a voiceover of the PowerPoint which we can share? So in that way, any PowerPoints can be heard, because nowadays it is difficult for it becomes boring also to read the PowerPoints, because those are actually surplus materials. We don't have to. Sometimes it becomes a way of information, the PowerPoints, without to miss whereas the few vital points of the classes gets missed with those PowerPoints. So we want just a software or something of just this digital viewer kind of thing, some audio recorders which can record your PowerPoint and put it in a vernacular language.
Yeah, in a vernacular. That also I will share in a link there. There are a couple of such tools. We'll have to see whether they are freely available or not.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. This is Karishma Chandani from APSS College. As you were, I'm not having any questions, but just I was very much connected towards what you were just saying to our real life. While using technology, first we were very much reluctant to use it. We were just avoiding, but eventually once we are learning it, and then we get used to it. So like last 2 years, I just got a recap of it. So thank you, sir. It was a wonderful session. Just recapped our 2 years in just 2 hours. Thank you.
Sir, I think that nobody would have watched their watch.
Yeah, that's true.
To wait to end the session. Generally, that happens. I did not do that.
Yeah, unmute. You will have to. Yeah, Dr. Kapil.
Dr. Kapil's voice. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. So thanks a lot, sir.